All right, let's talk about something that's totally flipping the script on how we get found online, AI and SEO. Seriously, if you want a competitive edge, you've got to understand what's happening right now. So let's jump right in.
So first things first, take a look at your SEO strategy. Is it, a little dusty? Are you still playing by the rules from a couple of years ago? Because if you are, I've got some news. You're probably getting left behind. The old playbook just doesn't cut it anymore.
Look, SEO has always been this crazy, complex battle for eyeballs, right? Well, AI has just entered the chat, and it's not just another tool, it's the new game changer. Honestly, it's quickly becoming the ticket to even play the game. And we're not just talking about doing things faster. AI is the engine that lets Google figure out what's happening online, like right this second. And the cool part is, you can tap into that same power to make your own strategy way more effective, way more intelligent. Okay, so how does this actually play out? Well, I like to think of it in three main pillars. And we're going to start with the absolute foundation, the most critical piece of the puzzle, figuring out why people are searching for something, not just what words they're typing. And that brings us to this huge concept called user intent. Honestly, this is the holy grail. It's the difference between seeing the search running shoes and knowing that person is desperately trying to buy the best pair for a marathon they're running next month. That's the goal. AI helps us nail down.
I mean, this is a massive change from how things used to be. The old way of doing SEO, it was basically a keyword matching game. Simple, right? But now with AI, we're talking about intent prediction. It gets the context, the nuance. It gives you this incredibly deep understanding of what your audience actually wants.
And this isn't just some abstract idea, it's powered by some seriously smart tech. You've probably heard of things like Google's RankBrain, which helps sort through really messy, complex searches. And then there's BERT, which is all about natural language processing. Basically, it's what helps Google understand how words in a sentence relate to each other to get the real meaning.
So, why does any of this matter? Here's the bottom line. When you really get what your users want, you stop wasting time, money, and energy creating content that nobody is even looking for. You stop guessing and start creating things that actually hit the mark.
And that leads us perfectly into our second pillar. See, once you know what people are looking for, AI steps in and becomes this amazing creative partner to help you build the content they need.
But don't just think of AI as a write me a blog post button. It's so much more. It's involved in the entire process, from spotting gaps in your content that your competitors are already winning on, to whipping up first drafts and ideas, to optimizing what you already have, and even analyzing how it's all performing.
And there are some incredible tools making this happen right now. You've got platforms like Jasper or Writesonic that can generate content drafts in seconds. Then you have the big SEO suites like Ahrefs and SEMrush, using AI to pinpoint weaknesses and suggest improvements. Even e-commerce platforms like Shopify have AI built in to help sellers adapt their strategies based on what's trending in real time.
And if you want to see the real-world impact, just look at Levi Strauss. They used AI to create these super personalized shopping experiences for their customers. And what happened? A major boost in customer engagement and, you guessed it, sales. This is where the rubber really meets the road. All right, on to our third and final pillar. For this one, we've got to go backstage, behind the curtain. We're talking about technical SEO, the nuts and bolts of your website. It's absolutely critical, but let's be honest, it can be a real headache to manage. So what is technical SEO? In simple terms, it's just making sure your website is built in a way that's clean, fast, and super easy for search engines like Google to read and understand. Because here's the thing, if Google's crawlers can't make sense of your site, it doesn't matter how brilliant your content is. It's just not going to rank. And this is where AI is an absolute lifesaver. Instead of spending hours or even days manually checking everything, tools like Screaming Frog or Deep Crawl can automate all of it. They'll scan your site architecture, check your page speed, make sure it works on mobile, and flag thousands of potential little problems in just minutes. It's a game changer.
For a great example, look at the Times of London. They used AI tools to hunt down and fix a bunch of technical glitches on their site. The result? Their pages loaded faster and their readers stuck around longer. That's a huge win for their SEO and their business.
So, we've covered the three pillars of a solid AI-driven SEO strategy for right now. But what's next? Let's talk about the next big frontier where all of this comes together: voice search.
And listen, this isn't some niche trend that might happen someday. We're talking about a massive shift. Projections are showing that more than half of all searches will be done by voice. That is a fundamental change in how people look for information, and you absolutely cannot afford to ignore it.
Think about it. When we talk to our smart speakers or our phones, we don't speak in weird, clunky keywords. We ask questions. We use natural conversational language. We ask who, what, where, why, and how. Your content needs to start providing direct answers to those kinds of questions.
So how in the world do you create content that's perfectly tailored for that? Well, the answer, again, is AI. Specifically, that natural language processing tech we talked about earlier. It's the key to understanding these conversational questions and then helping you create content that's the perfect direct answer. Okay, let's pull all of this together. We've gone through a lot, from user intent and content creation all the way to voice search. But what does this all mean for you? What's the big takeaway you need to walk away with?
It really boils down to this simple three-part strategy. First, use AI to truly understand the intent behind what your users are looking for. Second, use AI to create smarter, more relevant content that actually helps them. And third, use AI to optimize all the technical stuff so search engines can find and reward you for it.
And this is so important to remember. AI isn't coming for your job. It's not a replacement for marketers. Think of it as your co-pilot. It handles all the heavy lifting with data and the repetitive tasks, which frees you up to do what humans do best. Think strategically, be creative, and see the big picture.
Which really leaves us with one last big question. This technology is here, it's powerful, and it's already changing everything. So you've got a choice to make. Is AI going to be your biggest threat, the thing that leaves you behind? Or are you going to grab it and make it your greatest competitive advantage? Because honestly, the future of your online visibility really depends on how you answer that.
You don't need to navigate this alone. Visit Content Master to use our AI agents do it for you at a fraction of cost.